If you're ever thinking of making anything sound emotional, you always have to remember to make it sound soft. That's the key to making any sound super emotional. What I like to do is I like to pick sounds that sound super nice and soft, because softness goes with emotional. Emotions are not super loud. Sometimes they can get loud depending with the emotion, but if we're talking about emotions in terms of music, you want something that's emotional in a way where the sounds, they can be loud in terms of volume, but in terms of tonality they are super soft. I'm going to show you how I do this. So if I pick something like a flicks, like this here, I can drop it right there. So what I can do is, if I come here to all and then I maybe just search for like a piano, I can pick, let's say, a piano like, let's say, a grand piano like this one here. So there are two ways you can play pianos. You can like stab into them like hard, like. So that doesn't sound soft at all. That sounds super hard and intense. But you can also press it soft like. So I know that your immediate reaction is, you know what, this is not loud enough. I want it to be super loud, but that's when you lose that emotion into it. So here's what you do. So if I want to play something super emotional, I'm just gonna solo this so that you don't hear the drums. I can just record something. I'm gonna make sure my metronome is on, and I'm gonna record here. Just like that. So here is my chord progression. Now, if you check my velocity, my velocities are like, most of them, the notes that are like these notes here, they are below 50% of the velocity, like the loudness. I know you would want to push them up, but if I keep them below 50%, they sound super soft like this. They sound super soft. But if I bring them all up like this, like let's say if I make them all loud like this, they sound like this. That doesn't sound overly emotional. But if I bring them all down, like maybe right here, they sound super emotional. But what I can do for that loss of volume, what I can do to compensate, is I can go onto the mixer here and I can maybe throw in maybe a parametric EQ2 like this, and then I can raise the gain like that. But you can use whatever plugin you would like to regain that volume that you lost by playing them soft, like that, or even more. So playing them soft is something that makes you get some really nice emotion. And another thing that you also want to do if you really want to add emotion to sounds is, let's say for instance, I quantize them like this and they're all hitting at the same moment. They do have some siblings of emotion because they're super soft, but I can also just add maybe a strum. So I can press Alt S like that, just to add that ring, and then they're gonna have a little bit of, that emotional kind of thing going on there. They just sound emotional. Like, I like to do this just to make my sounds emotional. So when I'm playing them, I just go like, instead of pressing all my notes at the same time, like, I just. Another way you can also make your sound emotional is if you pick like sounds that are just like soft in themselves. Like if they are originally soft, like a sound that is soft in itself is like maybe a Rhodes sound, but it just depends with how you play it as well. If I go back to all and if I go on Rhodes, so you can pick whatever Rhodes sound that you like. Like I can pick this MK1 here. This sounds soft. That's why it's a go-to for like deep house, because we want to make emotional music that is deep. If you press it hard, it sounds like this. But if I press it soft, it sounds like this. It sounds super soft and emotional. So what I can do is, if I copy these same notes and I can just maybe send them to mixer number 5. that sounds emotional. And another way you can also add like emotion to a sound and just add some depth to it is make sure that it also has reverb, because if it doesn't have some reverb, it doesn't have that aesthetic of deepness. So you want to make sure that the sound has a lot of reverb, so it's like pushed back into the mix and it must sound like it's something deep and not too dry. So without the reverb, it sounds like this. It just ends like, but with some reverb, you feel the difference. It sounds super different and deep, and it adds some of that emotion into it. So these are the two ways I can make my sound super emotional. And now if I play back these with the drums, they sound like this. Now let me switch to the grand piano. That sounds emotional. And now let me take the velocities all the way up and let me quantize all these. And I'm just going to turn off this parametric EQ like that. So now these keys are going to hit hard and they're going to hit on time, like right on the beat at the same time. You're going to hear that they lose all that emotion. I don't think that's emotional. I think that's more on the happy side. They sound super bright and they don't sound like super emotional. So always remember to use soft sounds if you want to add emotion to your sounds. And it goes to even drums as well. You want to use softer drums that are not too crunched, that are not too crushed, without a lot of distortion on them, sounds that are super soft. And I do have soft drums in my deep house sample pack. That's why those sounds are soft, because they are for more emotional kind of music and deep house. But if you want to also turn those drums into like really powerful, really hard hitting drums, you can do that. I show you in other videos how to make your drums hit hard. So that's something that you want to do. If you found this super helpful, make sure to share this video with a friend, and also make sure to drop this video a like and also subscribe, and also check out this next video here that's on the screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one. I'm X and I'm out. Peace.